Welcome to Marvel Maniac, an MCU after show. This is your host, Eric Cicada, aka Mr. Honest. Welcome, Maniacs. Do you like being called Maniacs, or is that rude? It's something I'm trying on today, Maniacs. Thanks for being here. I have mentioned a couple of times in recent weeks that I'll soon be covering Avengers Age of Ultron, and I was going to do it today, but I wanted my special guests to be able to do the episode with me. I'm not going to reveal who it is. It could be our Robert Downey Jr. for all you know. But I'm going to wait till next week to do that. And with the 2 episodes a week, we're going to kind of get to 100 pretty fast, where we're covering Infinity War. How disappointed would you be if Infinity War landed on 101, if there were like an Agatha episode I needed to post for it to time out right? Would you prefer, as an audience member, for me to just post the episode on the day like I should, or let Agatha come along and take the 100th slot? I don't know. It doesn't really matter. All that it really says is I'm making a lot of fun content, and I'm enjoying doing it. So today, what I decided to do, as you can see by the title, we're going to be looking at the Captain America Brave New World teaser trailer. Now, this is the one of probably 2 to 3 trailers, and the fact that this one came out 2 months ago, I should have done a reaction, but when I brought the podcast back, I wasn't even thinking of trailer reactions. But it kind of hit me when I was doing it last week how fun that was. Why am I not breaking down the trailers, especially if the movie's still so far away? And it's the next big movie release for the MCU. It's going to be everything's make or break these days with Marvel. I think it's going to be a good movie. And I totally think Anthony Mackie has the chops to hold the franchise on his shoulders. He's been a part of this for a while now. Even just going back, not just his first appearance in Captain America Winter Soldier, not to be mixed up with Falcon and Winter Soldier. He has his own arc. We get to see him fight Ant-Man, and we know he lives at the Avengers facility, and he has so much charisma. I think Anthony Mackie, such a great actor, such a great second Captain America. A lot of people wish that Steve gave the shield to Bucky, and I don't blame them for feeling that way. But if anything, if what the Thunderbolts trailer showed us, if they showed us anything, is that Bucky has an arc ahead of him, and he has a big part, maybe close to being the main character with Yelena in that movie. And I think they got plans for Bucky, so that's okay. Will he be in Brave New World? I wonder. He's not in the trailer, and considering the fact that he's going to be off doing stuff with the Thunderbolts, I'm not sure if he's going to make it into this one. But without further ado, let's break down this trailer moment by moment. So the first scene shows Sam walking up to a now President Ross, who is clearly a recast by Harrison Ford, because the great and late William Hurt, who, bless his soul, he passed away of prostate cancer. I thought he was fantastic. I thought that he would be in this movie as Thunderbolt Ross. That would be a huge payoff. And, things happen, and that's really hard to swallow, because he's a great person and a great character. So rest in peace to William Hurt. I'm not going to let that take away from the new story they're trying to tell, and something that maybe they've been even building up to for years. It cuts away from Sam real fast, him walking down the walking towards Harrison Ford, or I should say Thunderbolt Ross, and then it cuts to him in a second in his new Captain America uniform, the one that we've never seen, because they gave him one from Wakanda in the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. Spoiler alert, might be worth a rewatch or a revisit before it comes out. They gave him a vibranium suit, but get this, they left his head exposed. So I saw that pointed out somewhere a while ago. This really protective suit, but then the top of his head, the most important thing, is wide open. You'd think he learned from Thanos and whatnot. Should have gone from the head. That's not funny. But I can't wait for Infinity War discussion. And honestly, we got a few Avengers movies to talk about soon. Man, am I excited to talk about those. They're why I made this podcast. The Avengers are so good. And in this movie, Brave New World, it's rumored that Sam will be tasked with creating a new Avengers. AKA being rumored like Harrison Ford actually telling him in the trailer right now that he wants to assemble a new Avengers team. Ross tells Sam, thanks for coming in. And Sam says, you're welcome, but I gotta admit, I'm still getting used to the new look because he shaved his mustache, but also a subtle nod to the recasting of Harrison Ford from William Hurt. They did this in Iron Man 2 with Don Cheadle when he walks in the courtroom for the first time as Rhodey. He tells Tony Stark, look, I'm here. Let's just get on with it. A great line, double entendre, so we could just get over the fact that it's a recasting and just enjoy the movie for what it is. He tells Sam that he had to shave his mustache or he'll lose the election. That's crazy. I mean, he had a pretty epic mustache. I like to see Harrison Ford with that stash. Please live past this movie, Harrison Ford, so I could see you with a big Thunderbolts mustache. Maybe he'll never do it, but I think he will. Okay, so he doesn't necessarily say he's trying to form the new Avengers, Harrison Ford. What I remembered, he's telling Captain America, aka Sam, that he wants to try making another run at making Captain America an official military position again. And Sam's hesitant. If you remember, Sam was right by Steve's side in Civil War. So like he immediately asked, like, well, what if we don't agree on something? He says, if we disagree on how to manage the situation, then what happens specifically? And in the background of this, like, it keeps cutting away to different, like, very quick shots. In these shots, we see jet airplanes, and then we see Giancarlo Esposito as his mystery role. I believe the names come out for his character, but I'm pretty sure he'll be properly introduced in the movie. He looks this extremely badass. He has a gun, so he's not like a super, but he's so cool. And what a cool addition to the MCU, having someone like Giancarlo Esposito. We see some nukes firing somewhere. We don't know where. And then it cuts back to their conversation. Thunderbolt Ross leaving the Oval Office and telling Sam, work with me. Cut away to car explosion. Cut away to, I keep wanting to say Harrison Ford. General Thunderbolt Ross. Do I have to call him that anymore? President Ross. That's all I really come to call him. President Ross clapping. Kind of like evil clapping. I don't know how that's possible, but he's doing some evil clapping. Voiceover of Harrison Ford saying, we'll show the world a better way forward. How early in this movie is Harrison Ford, a.k.a. President Ross, planning on becoming the Red Hulk? What a time for him to decide to do it. Did he ever have the decision? Was someone working on the serum for him in the background all this time? I mean, he probably had to have had this working on for a long time. And isn't there like test subjects and all that? I'm very curious to how he got to where he got. And I'm hoping we'll at least learn that or see that in the movie. In the movie, Sam's at some sort of presentation of the government. And Isaiah from Falcon and the Winter Soldier, a little refresher, he was also a super soldier during the war, but not like Captain America. He was treated poorly because of the color of his skin. That's probably why he's a little bit angry for whatever reason in this conference. They treated him so bad, we learned in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. He was poorly mistreated. We see Isaiah hit a guy and take his gun and then shoot through the glass that the president's behind, trying to assassinate literally the president. Isaiah, this is not a very good look for Sam because I believe Isaiah is Sam's guest. But then, however, it shows Sam joining in and punching a guard and then running like out of the window. This movie's gonna be crazy, man. I'm just getting stoked already. This February, Anthony Mackie walking down a long hallway. He's rushed. It looks like he may have just come from the White House, which he escaped. Weird. I'm very interested in seeing how he comes to attacking the Secret Service along with Isaiah. Maybe there are two separate moments in the movie that made it look like one. Or, as we know, there are Marvel trailers out there where they put in certain scenes or things that aren't even in the movie just to kind of get you in, or they want to like maintain a surprise or something like that. They'll change like a specific part of the trailer. They do such a good job of doing that. I love those surprises. Cut away to another conversation between Sam and President Ross, and Sam saying, "Sir, your inner circle's been compromised. Either you can't see that or don't want to. I wonder how it's being compromised." It's very interesting. A quick cutaway to some big satellites. Another cutaway to Sam and someone else walking like down a long dark hallway. Then it shows like a room, like an experiment room. It looks like maybe he finds where Red Hulk was created or something along the lines of that. Sam's young acquaintance from Falcon and Winter Soldier, very cool guy, great actor. I don't have his name, but he says, "What if it's a trap?" Another shot of Sam fighting people in what looks like to be his original uniform he got at the end of Falcon and Winter Soldier. So there will be some payoff for that. He will wear that suit. More than likely, he'll wear a more traditional Captain America suit somewhere like later in the movie. I'm wondering if the Hulk or something happens to destroy that new suit. That would show a great representation of power on the other side, because it's made of vibranium. Thing must take a lot of rockets to lift. Vibranium's heavy. I haven't held it, but I've been seeing a lot of movies about vibranium over the last 5 years. Okay, I know a little bit about it, except for adamantium, which is going. Apparently, there's rumors that there's going to be an involvement of that in the MCU soon. I won't tell you where. You may be surprised. So that might be the thing that breaks or beats vibranium going forward in the MCU if they actually do bring that in. That's what's in Wolverine's actual skull and bones. He's made of adamantium. Beginning of Deadpool 3, you will remember him using those bones against the TVA. No spoilers for Deadpool 3. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. If that gets you interested, you really should watch it. It's a very good movie, and it goes just perfectly lies into like this era we're going through right now, the MCU, that has decent movies getting better and better, and we're heading towards Dr. Doom story where Robert Downey Jr. plays Dr. Doom. We're in an interesting timeline. We broke off, I don't know when, but we are in a variant timeline now. There's this character called the Leader. He's from like the first Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, which I barely ever watch because I didn't really ever consider it canon since they like recast the character. But as we know, recasting isn't that big of a deal for Marvel. They do it sometimes. So I guess I should watch that movie maybe and talk about it on here at some point, because it is the story of the same Bruce Banner. He's just a different variant. Variants being a thing really helps you grasp a character change. So I will have to go watch that. But the man's name is Samuel Stearns. I don't know if that's the Leader, but he we don't see his face. He says over the trailer, global power is shifting. It keeps cutting from Sam being like in a comfortable place in his suit, like at the White House, to him fighting the military and stuff like that. Really cool shot of these guys like using this electrical thing to try and get Sam, and he has the shield like on top of his head blocking it. Man, I love Captain America movies. I can't believe we're finally getting one. We're not that far from February, and I don't want the time to go by that fast because I love the holiday season, Halloween time. I'm not going to lie, I might have ordered an Agatha All Along t-shirt that I'm going to be wearing for the rest of the season, okay? It's very cool. If you want a picture, go check it out I don't have it anywhere. But I'm Mr. Honest on XMRHON3ST, and yeah, give me a follow. That's where I'm pretty most active on social media. I do post Instagrams and all other stuff, and we have pages for Marvel Maniac as well. I haven't posted on them as recently. I have trouble focusing sometimes, so for me, it's been just like a quadruple win getting episodes out, and the rest will come with time. Not long. Like any demand for it, I'll start doing it. If you're loving this show, give it a good rating, please. I'm going to say that in the middle of this episode. And so we can get more listeners on this epic Marvel Maniac adventure that we are on together. Continuing of that narration, the global power is shifting. He continues to say, "You're just a pawn," assuming he's talking to Sam Wilson. In and out of shots, cutting, shows John Carl Esposito. He looks so cool, man. I really want to know more about his role. And then it's saying, like, in between these shots, enter a brave new world. I actually really like the name of that for this movie. I really do. The last one, I don't even remember what it was, but I think there was a hint towards what it was before. But Brave New World, I think it's just a solid name for this movie. I haven't seen it yet, but it fits the tone of the trailer at the very least. Biggest diss of the trailer cuts to Thunderbolt Ross saying, "You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers." And he says that with some conviction, showing that Harrison Ford ain't holding back for this movie. Really close up of Sam slowly picking up a shield, looking very like not scared but concerned. John Carl Esposito reloading his gun. Man, what a cool character. Again, I've said that like 5 times, but we don't know much about him. He's just sitting there, having a few moments in these trailers, looking really cool, like he does. Cut to a giant explosion on the left side of the freaking White House. I don't think I saw that the first time. I don't know how many times I really watched this trailer. I usually watch it 1 or 2 times because I don't want to spoil like the movie experience, but we're so far out still, far out enough to where it's kind of fun to speculate right now. And responding to what Harrison Ford said, Sam says, "You're right, I'm not." We see like a jet flying towards Sam, and at that moment he spreads his Falcon wings. I'm so happy he doesn't get rid of like the identity of the Falcon, because he runs that suit. That's his super suit. And the fact that he can combine it with the shield, love it. A very cinematic shot of Sam flying through the sky. Looks beautiful, like a sunset. Looks like he's like fighting jet planes or something like that. And I said a second ago there was a ship approaching him. It was actually flying away. And then there's the title, Captain America, Brave New World. We hear a huge roar and then a quick under camera view of Red Hulk grabbing the shield and throwing it into the ground, and it like sticks in the ground. There is another clip out there of Red Hulk slowly growing into Red Hulk in front of audience of people at like a press conference. So it makes me wonder, is Red Hulk going to be able to talk? Is Thunderbolt Ross going to be in there talking? Is Thunderbolt Ross the scapegoat villain of this movie to make it look like he's the bad guy? Turns out anti-hero type stuff, and they're hiding his presence in the movie The Thunderbolts, which will be the literal next movie for him if he's in it. I don't know. This trailer doesn't give away too much, as you may have heard me say on earlier episodes. I cannot stand when trailers give away too much. Now, I will say, if you're watching it as closely as I was this time around, you kind of can start putting action scenes together, but still, I honestly don't know like the center story of this all. Except the fact that they're going to be at odds ends, but there's like a secret villain off to the side that we don't know like where he's going to land in all this too. Like I said, this comes out all the way in February, so you have plenty of time to rewatch or watch for the first time Falcon and Winter Soldier. Necessary watch before this movie. Watch it. It's a great show too. It's only, if I remember correctly, I think it might only be 6 episodes long. And yeah, definitely watch that. You'll be able to watch the movie without seeing it, but your viewing experience will be greatly improved if you watch Falcon and Winter Soldier. I'd say that for watch it for Thunderbolts as well, because Bucky seems to be a big character in that, and he's nowhere in this trailer, so he might be off at the Thunderbolts. These movies may be happening simultaneously, like sometimes that happens, in the MCU. So we ain't going to see Bucky this movie because we know we're going to see him in the Thunderbolts. So interesting. I'm curious. Maybe we'll see him. They're hiding him, and maybe we'll get some sort of cameo from Bucky. I love Bucky. I'm glad to be seeing more of him. It's been a couple of years since The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's good to see Sam. It's good to see follow-up to that show. And I think the show's going to run really well into the movie, and I think they're going to be held up together in high esteem. And if the movie isn't great, I don't really care. I love the cast. I don't want to shit on Marvel, because if they don't make a great movie, we're not going to put them down and give up on them. After all of the great movies we've seen, you got to weigh the good. The good outweighs the bad. So, I'm not trying to put anyone down who has different opinions than me, who disagree with the way they're handling certain things. Like some people wanted them to recast Kang. I like the way they kind of shifted. I would really like really would like to see Doctor Doom go destroy that council in any way, because I that continuity is going to kill me. They gotta keep continuity alive. Part of me thinks that they're saving him for the next saga. If this all kind of passes, see where he is by then. That post-credit scene to Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, it maybe will stand to be followed up on. Maybe Kang is just out there and it'll be followed up on in another saga. Who knows? The future is bright for the MCU, especially with shows like Agatha All Along coming out every single week, instead of them dropping out the whole show at a time or one thing or another. It was nice to watch. It's been nice watching this week to week, and it's definitely the underdog show of the season. And I cover every episode so far, and we will be covering every episode to come on this show. We do them Wednesday nights. I try to get them out by 11 p.m. Central. I can see by last night, I wasn't late, but I was like 20 minutes to the mark. So it may come out a little later than 11 p.m. that night on Central Time. But expect the rest of Agatha to be covered. If you're liking that show, come back for our after show. You are more than welcome for that. And yeah, I don't want to over speculate this movie. I just want to kind of take it in. I haven't seen that trailer since it came out, so it really gets me hyped. If you are hyped for that movie too, Captain America Brave New World, why don't you email me, marvelmaniacpod@gmail.com, some of your predictions or just what you think of the trailer. If you're new to the show, thank you for listening to this episode. We have covered a few of the Phase 4 and going onward shows and a lot of the movies. We're only getting started here, even though we're going on our 4th year as a podcast. Pretty soon, the amount of episodes that are going to stack up in this timeline, the beginning of my show will look like a little pin in a giant stack of hay. I hope my show is better than hay. For Marvel Maniac Pod on most of your social medias, I'm Mr. Honest on X, Mr. HON3ST. Feel free to give me a follow. Marvel Maniacs also on Twitter. And I got a tip jar in the comments section. Not the comment section, the episode description. You are in no way obligated or not trying to pressure you to do that. It's just there. Do what you must, or do what you may. That's it. But if you'd like to donate anything to the show, that's what you click for now. And I had a lot of fun talking about this trailer today. I like these bite-sized episodes. I do not expect when I cover Ultron next week for it to be a bite-sized episode. It will not be. It will be a long, maybe 45 to an hour long episode. So I hope you're excited for that. Watch Age of Ultron. Get ready for our cover of that. Keep up with us on our coverage of Agatha All Along. Another great show by Marvel. I think Marvel's in the best place it's been. I think we're only going more toward greater projects, and Kevin Feige's leading it in the right direction. So I hope you maniacs have a wonderful day and night, evening, breakfast, lunch, dinner, all that. I might want to get some lunch after hearing that, what I just said. Okay. I want to see you next time, and I want you to be amazing. So continue to be amazing. Thanks for being here. This is Eric Cicada, a.k.a. Mr. Honest, signing off of Marvel Maniac and MCU After Show. Until next time, Avengers, disassemble.